We're three best friends, and we love Lost, and we love talking, but even more so, we love talking about Lost. So join us for some laughs, good conversation, and let's get lost together.
Welcome back. We're on Onwards and Upwards here at Let's Get Lost, and it's a pretty exciting episode because with this episode marks for the season. We're over halfway through the season already, guys. Isn't that pretty cool?
That is cool. I didn't.
Yeah. So welcome to Let's Get Lost.
So we're talking about Hearts and Minds. So Teresa, why don't you start us off with the recap or synopses?
I mean, this synopsis is
Like
kind of anyway. So episode 13, Hearts and Minds, written by Carlton Cuse and Javier Grillo Marxuach, directed by Rod Holcomb. Boone's growing jealousy over Saeed and Shannon's friendship threatens to erupt in violence until Locke steps in. Drugging Boone, Locke leaves him stranded in the jungle, where he must not only confront his feelings for his sister, but also the menacing creature that stalks him from the shadows.
I mean...
The menacing creature that stalks him from the shadows.
Another terrible synopsis.
Like, is this a job I can apply for? Like, can I be the person who writes synopses for these? Because the one on Disney Plus was Kate finds out son speaks English.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, it's like all
Who
over the
does
place.
these?
I don't know.
Even the ones in here, though, like, are so inconsistent.
And so the one, just as a reminder, the ones we're reading are from like the official like special edition DVDs. Like, so they're pretty ABC centric.
I mean, what I might say is that because it's the whole series, maybe they just assume if you're buying it, you've already seen it.
That's true.
That's quite the assumption, though.
Nonetheless. So,
Okay.
some facts about the episode.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I can't do it with that, like, just...
That level of complete disinterest.
Yeah.
That's exactly what.
Amazing.
It's just like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, that was, I think, in relation to me, so that feels really nice.
I don't even know what to say. Okay. So this episode had 20.81 million viewers, which is mind-boggling to me to this day. We are at day 24 on the island, which they, I think multiple times, or at least once I can't believe we've been on this island for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. 8 out of 10 on IMDb. Okay, not bad. And the Sawyer nickname count is 1, which is...
Why are you looking at me?
Well, because Kip wrote it and I read it, so...
I wasn't paying attention.
No, but do you remember?
Oh, do I remember? Oh, I see. I thought you meant like... I thought you meant that like...
God. Teresa just got to have a flight. It is showing.
Obviously in relation to the cop. So I'm going to say like pig or something ridiculous.
Yeah, because he's only in that one scene.
Yeah.
Croc Hunter. Which
I
think is
remember
maybe
him
the like Australian version of that.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
Is it?
We gotta get Chris
Chris,
back on the line.
could you please answer that for us?
Wasn't there a crocodile hunter?
Yeah, Croc.
Yeah, I think that's the joke though, because he's on Australia. Anyway, that was hilarious. I love, and this, is it the first time? No, it's not the first time. So we see Jin in the back. At the very least, we see Jin in the back of Jack yelling at
Poor Chrissy.
Chrissy. But I do like when you see like little bits of them here and there.
And this is kind of like, I mean, this is the first sort of major where there's actually like spoken lines.
Yes.
And we're just going to get more of those, which is really fun.
Super good. So yeah, and not bad.
Question.
Yes.
Do we know how much, like, does anybody remember what the viewership was for the previous episode?
I can tell you 1 second.
Okay.
21.59 million.
Okay, so we did lose
lost.
1 million after that episode.
Not quite a million, because it's 20.8, and this is 21.5.
Oh, okay, so like
But
700,000.
yeah, a lot.
Womp womp.
Well, hey, it also didn't rank very high. So that one got 7.9 on IMDb, and this one got 8.
So this one got more.
Yeah, barely.
I just think it's funny that we're like, it's not even like that many viewers are that high. It was like in the 20 millions and like above 7.5 on IMDb, which is actually pretty good.
Really good. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, Teresa. start us off the way we love to be started off.
No.
It's the trivia
I'd
time.
like to read you some trivia.
Can we please cut that out?
No, I think we should keep it. Because now we get to see that I'm not the only one who's out of it, okay?
Oh, long day.
All right, here I have, as I always do, some trivia for you guys. This one, I could only find 2. It was not trivia heavy for me anyway. Trivia question number 1. Who was the first actor who was cast for the series?
What?
Yes.
Boone?
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to get you on a technicality there.
Why?
Dun, 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 dun.
Wait, what?
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, Amanda?
Ian Somerhalder?
Unfortunately,
God damn
that's
it.
correct.
Again
Yes.
with this.
You know, details are important in life.
Just like the order of the podcast.
Okay, question number 2. Which scenes were added later due to short runtime? Weren't in the original production.
Like added to DVDs or something?
No, to the final cut, but like
Oh.
it was just added later because they needed to fill the 42 minutes or whatever that the...
Oh, I see. See, I'm not up on the TV movie lingo.
Yeah, right. You
So
of
I
all
didn't
should be.
understand the question.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. The Jin and Hurley fishing scenes.
Incorrect.
Oh, really?
Do you have a steal there, Teresa?
What?
Yes.
The Kate and Son scenes.
Incorrect. Saeed's magnet/compass scenes.
Oh,
I did think that was random.
Yeah. See, the thing is, every part of this feels like the reason I thought it was the Jin Hurley stuff is because everything else seemed kind of like important to the storyline. Like,
Yeah.
because Locke giving him a compass that doesn't work kind of adds to Saeed and Jack's like, we don't trust him thing. And then the son Kate thing had to have been there because that's how she realizes she speaks English. So.
Yeah. Alrighty. So there's trivia. We have I don't know. I wasn't keeping track of points.
I got 0.
And I got 1.
And the stupendous Amanda got 1.
Amazing. All
All
right.
right. Well, I'm looking forward to the stream of conscious because I thought of it as I was watching.
Me too. I always now I think of where I think Teresa's going to go wild.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
what do you
2
mean?
points.
I don't go wild
There's
at all.
2 points.
What are you talking about? I don't go wild.
You know what?
What?
I think we should do something off the fly. Teresa,
no.
plug your ears right now.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I don't know how to.
Okay. And Kip and I are going to say where we think Teresa's going to go off the rails in her thing.
Oh, good idea.
I think it's going to be A, when the smoke monster appears, and B, when Shannon and Boone do it.
Definitely think it's going to be that one.
Okay.
But I can't think of any other ones right now because
Okay.
I can't think on the fly.
Let's see what she does.
Okay.
Okay.
We're back.
By the way, that was terrible. It's really weird to watch people
Talk about you.
talk about you in front of you.
Okay.
All right, episode 13. Oh my God, whose eye is that? How come I don't know people's eyes yet at this point? I guess just because it's mostly been Jack's eyes. Though I doubt I could pick his eyes out of a bunch of eyes. I don't know how to feel about someone just creeping on Shannon. Oh shit, wait, it's Boone. Fantastic. Creeper. Also, what's up with Saeed and Shannon? Did he give her shoes? Can she wear them there? Ah, so they're pretending they're hunting whatever they're doing out there. Okay, cool. I thought Boone was with his Shannon. Nope, just a different blonde. Hey Shannon, what's this? Why are you in Sydney? Wait, why stay away from Shannon? Wow, his eyes are really gorgeous. Saeed is always, a pretty normally calm dude. He don't take orders from no one. I feel like Saeed could probably take Boone down, so he should probably be careful. I don't get what differences do Boone and Saeed have? Has this always been going on? Wait, what are you doing though? Oh, right. The hashtag plane parts, Boone? It's a hatch. What are you doing with it? And why is it a priority? Wait, what have you been doing out there? It looks like the same, right? Like it doesn't look like you've done anything? Oh no, what's wrong with Hurley? Oh, is that what that leaf's for? You know what? All that fruit would make me poop a ton too, so it's okay. Aw, Jin catches fish for everyone. That's cute. See, he does care about everyone. Aw, poor guy. Do you just buy your stuff after? Also, what are you foraging for, Kate? Oh no, these 2 weirdos again. Now he's nice to her. Who the fuck knows this week? Why does everyone just watch creepily from afar on this show? Oh, wow, Jack. Shots fired. Here we go. You know, this island grows lots of things. We should probably have people live on it. Okay, son, yes, the only sane person on the show sometimes. You get it. Damn, girl, how did you clear this area by yourself and now you have a grove? Damn. Okay, first of all, Kate, not everyone is as selfish as you. Calm down. Oh, it's only been 2 days of staring at the hatch. Then why are you so sweaty? How does Locke have so much knowledge all the time? What are all these stories? I'm pretty sure if I told my boss I was working and I was just staring at my computer, she'd be like, no, fuck you. Also, it's clear that you open it from the inside, Locke, if there's no handle. Are you in Sydney now, Boone? Shannon looks fine. Oh, no, she doesn't. Shannon, you need to, you know what? This guy is not good for you. He's a douche. Ah, Jin's adorable. Understand what, Locke? I'm confused. Wait, what do you have to tell Shannon? Why do you have to tell her at all? What? Since when do you think that? You're always calling her useless. Oh, and here we go, Locke again. What ramifications? What are you talking about? I'm so confused. He's just so cryptic. Wait, Locke, what the fuck? What's the game plan, man? They're not going to notice he's not back? Of course they will. Wait, what's that paste? I'm sorry, what the hell is happening right now? What are you doing? Oh, okay. I'm just confused. Totally confused. What the hell is happening? Is this like a Charlie detox thing? Is Boone addicted to Shannon? Does Locke do bondage? This looks like one of those crazy finger traps but for your whole body. Oh, hey, Sawyer. Do you think they recognized each other when they were on the island after? I'm so confused when they say that Shannon was married. Isn't she like 18? How old is she? I can't keep track. Oh, now we know what your business is. The first question finally answered. Oh, he's going to pay him off, is he? Oh, $25,000 to break up with someone. Can you put a price on love? Oh, $50,000. That's not love. Also, can I have your bank account, Boone? Kate, you're a psycho. Why are you making up more shit? Oh, you know what, Kate? You're actually kind of smart. You're a lying piece of garbage, but you're smart. I'm just glad that Son can have a friend now, and it's not Michael. Oh, Hurley, that's not gonna work, bud. Hurley, he doesn't have to pee on you. That's, what's it called? What's that thing called? What the jellyfish, not an urchin. No freaking way did Saeed just make a damn compass. Someone want to take a survival class with me? What's a weebelow? Saeed, I think we're on the same wavelength. You know, I can tie a decent knot, but I mean, I learned that in cadets, but that's about all I learned. And Locke just straight up has a compass. Wait, how do you know what's where? What? Boone, are you okay? Ah, you're hallucinating. Boone, did you just break your wrist for Shannon? Wait, it is real. It's not a hallucination. Okay, obviously Locke tied her up. It's the same rope. And also the monster is finally back, but the timing is sketchy. Okay. And now it's trying to get through the trees. What is this thing made of? How did it hear them? You know, Saeed, I don't really follow you. Why would we assume that the compass is defective and not Jack's approximation of west? Is he exactly right that that's exactly west? I don't know. He just guessed. Also, Saeed, are you sketched out by Locke now too? Why is everybody so sus of everybody? Oh my God. Okay, finally, the monster let up. Oh, I knew it. You know what? Minus 100 Locke. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Supposed to come later. Wait, what? What's happening? Why is Brian there? What's happening? Oh my God, Shannon, you bitch. You're using him for his money. Wow. Wow. Shannon minus 250 because what the actual shit? You were 8. What are you talking about? Ah, the classic Locke sitting down shot. Okay. I don't understand. Has it been all week that they've been quote unquote hunting or has it been 2 to 3 days? Pick one. You know what? We sure are, Locke. We sure are. Kate, you're all secret, so I know you can at least keep this one. Also, Son has fabulous skin. Also, Son, it's sad that you lie to the man you love, but you clearly love him. Also, I really enjoy this Jin and Hurley storyline. Oh no, what are these pills for, Charlie? Oh, it's aspirin. Never mind. What's that key around Jack's neck? Oh, everyone's just in this episode today, hey? Oh, how cute is this? Jin and Hurley made up. I didn't know they were fighting, though. Oh, Son loves him so much, though. Why does Lost make me feel so alone? Seems like everyone's kind of smiley today. Jack, you're seriously all over the place. I love Kate. I hate Kate. I love Kate. I hate Kate. I love Kate. But I always want Kate. Okay, bye. How the hell do you know that that's a guava seed right away, Kate? So it turns out I'm lonely, I'm stupid, and I have no survival skills. Thanks, Lost. Oh, it's escalating. You didn't get that for them. You didn't get that far then, hey? Okay. Oh my God. The goddamn tree lifted out of the goddamn ground. Can everyone hear the monster? Jesus, I got her. Why are you screaming less when a monster has you than when the plane crashed? I'm so confused by this dynamic. I don't even know if I believe you, Shannon. Wait. And that's why the dynamic is weird. Is it hashtags siblings are dating? Oh my God, it's siblings and boning. Gross. Was this the first time? Also, 8 and 10 means that you guys were raised together. It doesn't matter if there's no blood. Ew, no, stop, please stop. Don't do this. That's your sister. Stop. I can't. Why did this happen? Please don't do this. Do not do this. Ew, ew, ew. You grew up together. Please stop. I can't. Ew, I don't even see the morning after. Go away. I say you, she did, Boone. She did. Well, that's sad. Oh, shit, Locke. That was smooth. But also, Boone, that's not how you sneak up on someone. This is unfortunate. Also, I'm confused by your use of the past tense of drag, Boone. I don't think it's drug. I think it's dragged, no? I don't know. I'm questioning everything now. Oh, he was hallucinating. Was it the gray paste? Oh, it was. Mm-hmm. So what the hell paste gives you that kind of trip? What was it? I mean, what does this mean, though? I bet he was relieved. Oh my God, that is, yeah. So that's sad but twisted. I mean, Locke, that's a weird little game to play there, but I'm curious about what I would see if I was pasted, or I don't know what to call that, pasted, paste drugged. I don't know. Is it still antibacterial, though, for his head wound? The end. Well, did you guys get it right on where I went crazy?
Okay, but first, actually, yeah, Amanda, did we?
Yes.
Yeah.
What were the...
I said when the monster appeared.
There was an audible gasp, and then I think I yelled, mofo.
But then we both agreed on when Shannon and Boone did it.
That was disgusting. I can't...
But also, I also thought about that, if the paste, like, so did he just lie about it being antibacterial, or was it actually antibacterial and a hallucinogen?
That's what I don't really get. Like, and he was mixing it for before.
A long time.
Like, so I'm like, were you always going to drug him?
He's
Like,
just
I don't
always
understand.
mixing this paste.
Like, in a coconut husk, I'm just like, whoa. Also, like, how did you, like, he knows too many things. Like, it's too much. He's too
I
much.
also agreed on the compass when Saeed and Jack were talking about the compass. Like, okay, Saeed pointed pretty close.
Yeah, it looked like it wasn't that far
It wasn't that far off. And yeah, it's pretty approximate with Jack's reasoning. And right away, they're like, Locke gave us a bum compass. He's up to something.
It's like, or are we trusting the doctor to know which way is direct west? Really? Like, come on.
Yeah.
I think that it's like a lot of this feels like a little bit of a reach.
Yeah, like I didn't buy the suspicion from the compass. But it was a weird thing.
I think Jack in particular and Saeed are both constantly looking for reasons not to trust Jack.
Yeah.
Locke.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I love, and we're kind of jumping around, but I love that Charlie kind of brings Jack, I think, back around a bit about, like, you know.
But great stream of consciousness.
Thank you.
Really good. Return to form. Not that you were off last week, but I just felt like the weird thing to say. I'm sorry. It was both. They were both great.
No, I'm so self-conscious.
So getting into the episode proper, I have to be honest. I don't know what to say about this episode.
Really?
It's fucking weird.
Because of Boone and Shannon?
Not even that, but just what, like, I think we're supposed to equate what Locke does for Boone to what Locke did for Charlie.
Yeah.
And I don't believe those things to be equal.
Yeah. Like, it's funny you say that because when he started his, like, I'm talking about Locke, started his speech to Boone when he was, like, tied up. And I was just, all of a sudden, it felt very, whoa, like, he's really leaning into this I'm the island savior type guy. And almost like it's a little too much at this point.
I agree.
Who anointed that to you? You had a very specific task with Charlie. With Boone, it feels very like I'm going to prove something. And I understand it was all about he needed Boone to focus on the hatch so he couldn't be thinking about Shannon all the time, blah, 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 blah. But it was just, yeah, it felt very, very like, who gives you the right to do this?
And I'm sorry, it's not the same. Like, I know, and in hindsight, we're going to know that what Locke is doing is important. But what is he doing?
Yeah.
Like, at this point, like, again, it's exactly what you said. It's like he's made the decision that he needs Boone focused on this task. And who gives him that right?
Yeah, exactly.
To be like, I need you, and I don't want you to tell Shannon. I'm going to have to show you why. Like, why are you so into her still? You're obsessed with her. Like, you worry about her too much. I will say I really like that line where he's like, do you not like lying to her? Or do you not like what she makes you feel when you lie to her or something like that? I love that. But You don't like Charlie getting off heroin was beneficial to him and everyone. This one feels it feels wrong.
Him getting off his sister?
Not that part too, but I will get there. We're kind of jumping around already, but I mean, I think it's the kind of the key to this one. This episode feels kind of icky for many reasons.
Yeah.
I don't love, like, I think in the end, Locke is helping him probably, but that's a really messed up way to do it.
Very messed up. And he does help him because, like, he is clearly very, well, we find out he's in love with Shannon, and it just happened this, like, night together, and right before they're on the island, like, right before the plane crash. So it's like, clearly their emotions are raw between the two of them. And you kind of makes sense, like, the way they bicker. And, you know, Shannon is, like she says, oh, I am jumping all over the place here, but
no, it's fine.
But like she says, you know, we're just going back to the way things were. And she's made that very clear on the island, where she just doesn't really give a shit about him, except when she doesn't know what's going on. Then she wants to know.
Yeah, Shannon's wrong, right? Like, Shannon's treatment of Boone is wrong. Boone's weird thing with her is wrong. And Locke is helping him to see that, right? And, like, I think Locke, as much as we might not see it particularly, I think Locke has picked up on the Boone Shannon thing, and not just that it's like a sisterly brotherly thing.
Yeah.
And he probably, in the grand scheme of things, he's probably saved a lot of trouble, because I mean, the synopsis does kind of say, like, it stops it before it erupts into violence, or whatever. And I think that's what they're getting at, that Locke it's good for Boone to separate himself from Shannon. Could that have maybe been accomplished through a stern lecture and conversation?
Probably.
Possibly.
I don't think so.
Locke's extreme.
Yeah, but okay, like, think about it this way. Like, you grew up with someone you consider your sibling, and then you slept with them.
Okay, well, that part's
You know what I mean? Like, do you honestly think a stern talking to is going to be the thing that snaps him out of being in love with his sister? Like, no, it has to be
he
pretty
can be very persuasive.
I don't know. I think for something like that, like,
it almost needed to be this extreme.
You think for something like that, he needs to knock him unconscious, tie him up, and drug him?
yes.
And make him see his sister be killed.
No, I think that was, I mean, he didn't make it. I mean, that's what the island showed.
I mean, that part was kind of fucked, because when he's like, relief. And it's like, in his mind, he went to her dying.
And he was relieved.
Yeah, and he was relieved.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, though, right? Because then he can't feel for her anymore. Yeah. And then he does never have to tell anyone that he fucked his sister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not sure he's even that worried about it. I'm like 90% convinced that if they'd gone home and she was like, let's be together, he maybe would have even done that. So I don't think it's really knowing that. Yeah. But I think it's the rejection, right? And it's the, like Kip said, it's the Shannon only needing Boone when she needs Boone. And, like, she's openly hostile towards him. She's spent years manipulating and lying to him and essentially stealing from him. Like, it's not good.
Which is, like, kind of a reach for me, too. Like, she's doing this because she feels like her mom was, like, cheated or whatever out of money. It's like,
no.
Or
she feels that she was cheated out of money.
Yeah, but, like, you were 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no. So you'll see this more.
What?
So they get married when they're 10 and 8.
Yeah.
And it's her dad.
Yes.
Her dad dies. Mm-hmm. And then Boone's mom, who inherits it all, gives her nothing.
Yeah, but still, you know, like, I'm sure it's fine.
Brutal. No, I'm sure that's not fine.
No, I honestly didn't remember.
Super rich, because Boone's able to, like, fly to Sydney on a dime, stay in a hotel overlooking the Sydney Opera House, which was not missed by me, and then pay people off with, like, $50,000. And he's done this before.
Also,
that's a lot.
I thought Boone paying off her boyfriends was more icky than them sleeping together. I don't know why. It made me feel so... Just like, I was like, ugh, this is gross.
Like, before you found out that she was setting up. Like, the fact that he would walk around being like...
Just be like, here's 50 grand, stop seeing my sister. Like,
That was gross.
I just got this idea of him traveling the world, paying off these guys, and it just felt so gross.
It is gross.
To be fair to Boone, he did attempt to go to the police first.
Yeah.
You know what, though? He did say that's not the first time that he's, like, paid someone off. You know, regardless of whether or not he went to the police first, he's done it before.
Yeah, but if she's going around acting like she's abused, and he goes to police and police won't do anything, what's the next step? When
But how do you know that happened the first time and the second time?
I don't, but I'm assuming.
But why would he buy it each time?
I don't know. Maybe because he's weird.
Maybe because he's obsessed with her and he likes her, like she said.
And like, based on what we've seen on the island, like he really likes to throw around that he is someone.
Yeah, he does.
So like, it's actually not that far-fetched that he would be like, name your price. Like, just leave her alone. Like, I'm a COO of God knows what.
When he was like, have you heard of my mom? Like, no, you're in Australia.
Yeah. Like, that was so... Like,
that was so annoying.
You're name-dropping someone who does not matter.
I loved that so much.
Like...
Boone is... Okay, but let's talk about what really matters. Boone is so beautiful to look at.
I know. Every time. Those eyes, Teresa. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my God.
Eyes are something
He is a smoke show.
A smoke show.
Yeah, man.
And, like, when he's in the jungle with Locke, at one point he's so dirty. And I'm like...
You need to calm down.
I can't.
He's so dirty.
Okay, but does anybody else wonder why they're so
bearded,
dirty?
dirty men. Is that a problem for anyone here at this table? Because I think you're all on the same fucking page as me.
I prefer if he was less dirty.
Oh.
I did like the arms, though.
Yes.
The eyes, the arms, and then the like stubble.
Oh, the stubble is sexy.
Yowza.
And, you know, we'll put
He's my boo.
Oh my God. It's too funny. Anyway, that's our quick talk about a stream of consciousness.
We just all went on one.
20 minutes talking about how hot Boone is.
But you have, I feel like you almost have like an unfair thing toward Boone because you find him so attractive.
What do you mean?
Because before the episode starts,
you all find him attractive too.
Yeah, but I don't. Okay, listen to what I'm about to say, Kipper. So we're turning on the episode, and she goes, "I bet Boone's gonna get a lot of points this episode." And I was like, "Why? I don't remember." And she's like, "It's a Boone episode." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I watch it. I'm like, he slept with his sister. He's not getting a lot of points for this.
That was sarcasm.
It was not. It was not.
Because if Amanda was giving points, ooh, arm, plus 10. Ooh, a little bit of dirt. Wow,
is that
plus
mud?
20. Is that mud?
You guys, I care more about things than looks.
Except when it's Ian Somerhalder.
Apparently.
This is about his beautiful soul.
Oh.
When he slept with his sister? Or when he paid off the men because he was in love with his sister?
He went to the police to try to help her.
Do you think you would have tried paying off Saeed next? Trust me, bro, I'm very rich at home.
But I don't understand. Okay,
I run a business.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about that for a second. Because he doesn't try to pay him off, but he does go up to him and says, like, stay away from my sister. I'm like, why?
I know, I didn't get that either. No. Like, why was he so angry?
Because he's in love with her.
I know, but still.
Honestly, that's probably where you were getting the, like, I don't like this vibe.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason. Like, you go to Australia, your sister's calling you, you hear screaming in the background, you show up to her house, she had a bruise on her forehead, you go to the police, they won't do anything. You maybe bribe them to go away because you're at your wit's end. Saeed has done nothing.
No.
Like, stay with my sister. We're on this tiny island and there's only 16 of us left. But please, it's not. 16. It's still 40. But
40?
you guys,
Ish.
I'm exaggerating for dramatic effect.
How do you own 46 16?
Okay.
You don't. My point
on.
is that
I'm too tired.
it's not the same. It's not the same to be like, I'm paying off. And you now know she's full of shit.
In what way?
Like, Saeed's not endangered her. And even if he was not, or like even if you thought she was still in danger, like, you know she's not, because you know that all of that was a lie. So at this point, it is just, he's jealous.
Just jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's too bad, because I think Boone has a lot of really strong character traits.
Eyes,
10.
dirt, beard, arms.
But did you think it was weird when Saeed gave her that gift?
Okay, what was it?
Were they shoes?
I think they were shoes.
Like, where are you going to wear
they're
those?
even my size.
He's like, I just got these from Saks off Fifth.
I just rummaged through that dead guy's luggage. Here's a nice pair of shoes.
I have no use for them. Like, why did you have them to begin with?
Yeah, exactly.
Very weird.
I like how we're just all over the place on this. You know, I think we should keep rolling with it.
Let's
okay?
just roll.
Like, this is a new. We're adapting Teresa's stream of consciousness to the whole Pod.
What's with the snapping? This is what happens when the sun sets and we record.
When the sun sets, we all go wild.
Yeah, like
I do kind of feel like an out-of-body experience is happening.
Like, I just don't understand why you're snapping your fingers. Like, you're not on a walk.
Here, I'm going to trigger Amanda. Okay.
Oh my God.
Another lie from Kate for no reason.
Kate, yes.
Is it bad that I don't know what you're talking about?
When she's talking to Sun.
Like,
but going to Bali.
I know she's trying to, like, see if Sun understands her. But, like,
I don't think she's trying.
I think she was.
I think she was.
Amanda,
I will say there was that. No, I did think that too, actually.
Like, but then it's just like she's just offering up lies for no reason. Yeah. Like, she's not even being prompted to give out information.
What did she lie about?
I was on my way to Bali.
We don't know that wasn't true.
I'm a traveler. Well, you're a fugitive.
Yeah. So she just lies very, very easily.
No, it's fucked.
Like,
I do actually. I remember now that I think you might be right, because I remember in the last episode or an episode before, I think Kate kind of saw her smirk at something too.
Oh, it was when her and Jack were being disgusting.
So
yeah, she thought she saw something.
On that vein, how has that not happened before? Like, how has she not reacted and someone picked up on it?
I think as 3 weeks on, I think probably we're supposed to assume the first couple weeks she was pretty much attached to Jin, like to his side. And only in the last little while has she started to really more venture out on her own and be alone with others while Jin's fishing. And I think maybe that's why it hasn't happened before.
True.
And I think it's that, like, her and Jin, because everybody assumes they don't speak English. Like, no one really, like, even thinks of them really, other than Jin fishes, he was handcuffed. And then Sun is she was just always there.
Except Hurley throws out, there's a rumor going around you speak English. So.
Yeah, that's...
Your wife's hot.
Yeah, that was
hilarious.
Funny. Yeah. And Jin does not speak English.
No. He just looked at him and just looked back down.
So I really liked the little garden thing. The garden thing's super cute, smart. Very smart.
She's the MVP.
Ooh.
Sun's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think it's good that someone did figure out she speaks English.
Yeah. Need it besides Michael.
And then
Sorry.
like, Michael. And then so we have those little, like, the garden thing is cute. The interactions are cute with them. Obviously, it's an important step. And then the Jin and Hurley stuff was really adorable too.
I loved it. Yeah.
Right? There's some like little subtle character development there.
Yeah, it was really nice. Hurley was just so funny.
He was so funny.
And it would have been hard to act like you don't know English and you're supposed to not react, but also kind of like react thinking like, what's this guy yelling at about kind of thing.
Well, he keeps pointing at his...
Yeah, I know, that was funny.
He's like, no.
Yeah, some things are universal.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That was cute, though.
Oh, and the the way Saeed says, what is a weebelo? It just...
Wait, what?
A weebelo. What is weebelo?
I also don't know what a weebelo is.
It's between a Boy Scout and a Cub Scout. You know, I didn't know there was a difference. Googling random things on the internet, so...
I didn't know there was a thing between... I thought Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts were the same.
I'm gonna look it up.
Look it up, please.
Fine.
But I just thought it was hilarious how interested Saeed was in finding out about weebelos.
Because he's probably like, why is Locke like kind of a prophet, kind of a wilderness
survivalist
champion? Like,
a weebelo...
Is it halfway between...
is a Cub Scout of the 5th rank who is at least 10 and a half years old and is preparing for entrance into Boy Scouting.
Okay.
So I guess that's real.
Yeah. I don't know anything.
What is a weebelo?
My same question. What is a weebelo?
Hey, did you guys do any of those, like Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts or anything?
No.
I was a cadet.
Oh, yeah.
In the, when I was 12.
That's cool.
Which is what I meant. I mean, way to listen to the stream of consciousness,
I knew that.
Amanda.
I think that it's interesting that Locke brings up the Boy Scouts thing because I think he's trying to suggest that all of this knowledge and all the stuff he knows is from being a weebelo.
When he was 10 and a half years old.
Like, that was like 70 years ago, man.
So I was kind of thought that was interesting. I'm like, is he doing that on purpose? Or maybe he was a weebelo. And I do like when he said he wasn't a popular kid, and that was...
I can kind of see him as being a weebelo and just like being obsessive about like all the things he learned.
Nature.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you predict rain. like to the minute.
Pressure.
To the minute, though?
Yeah. He's probably got very sensitive knees. People with bad knees can sense rain.
Amanda, what about you tell us?
It's funny.
I wasn't talking about you. I didn't know you had bad knees.
I don't have bad knees. What is she talking about?
Whatever, right? She goes, oh man, it's going to rain. I feel a lot of tension here.
I get migraine.
That's what John Locke is doing.
Yeah.
No, you guys, you're not.
The pressure on the air.
Maybe that is how he knew it was going to rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just said that.
Oh my God.
That's how we got to you.
Let's talk about this little Jack, Kate, like, we're good again, we're bad again. I know that Teresa brought that up. What the fuck? Last time we saw Jack and Kate, she was crying about killing a man.
And he walked away.
No, he yelled at her to get to that point. Yeah.
And then today we see them just frolicking in the jungle.
And he's giving her seed.
Oh, okay. You were waiting for that.
I really was.
But okay, so they weren't frolicking at first. It was a harsh transition. I'll give you that. But he was kind of awkwardly staring at her, probably wondering how to approach.
Right.
Because we had this stormy moment. And then she, of course, just says, I can see you. And then I like to believe that, on the island, they're in an extreme situation and they just let bygones be bygones. They've been through a lot in 3 weeks. Maybe it's just one of those things where it's just like another day, another yell, another fight. Today we're good. Tomorrow we won't be, probably.
I think it was just, a couple's quarrel. Yeah. And they were like, you know what, let's just let bygones be bygones because I love you and you love me today.
Because I actually really liked them together this episode.
I do too. And what I'm pissed about, though, is that this is another example of where I have to defend her and or talk about how great she is.
Okay.
I don't care for that moment, but I think the fact that he should have walked up to her, or he could have walked up to her, and she could have really been terrible to him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she is good at like going with the flow and not holding grudges. And like the last time I saw you, I cried in front of you. And you walked away like a jerk. But I'm going to talk. But it's funny because Nikki Stafford, author of The Unofficial Guide Finding Lost, also picked up on this, what we're throwing down here, by saying that a couple of characters behave in ways that are inconsistent with what we've seen of them in the previous episode. Jack treated Kate like a common criminal in the last episode, and in this one he's jokey and sweet with her. So it's all that to just say that this is clearly something that lots of people picked up on, and I'm sure our viewers did too, but it's just, I don't like that, and it does kind of, as much as it could be written off as like not, conforming to previous episodes or whatever, I do think he is back and forth like this in a lot of ways.
Well, we see that very often with him, and it would have been nice to have some sort of actual acknowledgement of it, even if she made some sort of quip like, gee, nice to see you creepily standing there in the forest looking at me. Last time I saw you were walking away from me after making me cry.
Yeah. Yeah. Or something a little bit more,
nuanced. Obviously, I'm not a writer, obviously.
But no, I agree. And then like, I feel like they build them up and then they tear them down and then and I know that's to build tension with them as a couple and things like that, but I just think at times it's unnecessary. I like Jack in a lot of this episode. I think the doctoring stuff is cute. I think he's good to them in a lot of ways. He's just so inconsistent.
I liked his advice to Hurley when Hurley was asking him for medical advice. Anything I say to you is doctor-patient confidentiality, right? And about how he needs protein. He's only eating fruit and obviously causing some
so true though
issues.
You need a lot of protein.
But like I thought that too. Like I never would have picked up on Hurley thinking Jin was mad at him.
I had no idea, to be honest.
Maybe it's supposed to be one of those things that is just like nobody really can tell until.
But it must have been true because he does in fact give him a fish at the end.
Yeah, which is like some sort of sign of like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that, I like to think this at least. I don't think that it was that he was mad at him.
Yeah.
I just think Jin then respected his effort.
Yeah, that's probably
Right?
more accurate.
Because Jin seems like what we've seen of Jin, which is still limited, but what we have seen of him, he's a big man of honor. He's big into, working hard, proving yourself. So I think just anyone who would come and put in that effort and, I think he would have rewarded with that. And I really like that.
I think so too.
What was that the only time we saw Michael this episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why was he there?
I guess they have to put him in somewhere.
I just didn't like that. Like it seemed very.
I don't remember what his thing was.
He was talking to Hurley, right?
He was just Walt and the dog are playing, and then Michael sits down, and Hurley's like, "Oh, you found your bag. It must be nice to have your own toothbrush."
He had this box.
Yeah, and that's when Jin walks up and kind of gives Hurley the fish sitting next to Michael. So I don't know if it was to just kind of show
he's there,
Michael seeing Jin in like a better light, or I don't know, but it just did feel kind of forced. Like I get you got to throw them in, and they're not always going to serve the storyline. But Sawyer's thing was super funny. It still fit the show.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because how last episode it felt like really like choppy, and like I think that this episode felt more continuous, except for when you have like the Boone being trapped thing. And then you have like the comedic Jin and Hurley. And then you have the gross Shannon and Boone. And then you have the sweet like son, Kate, Jack thing. It's like, and then to throw Michael in, it made it feel a lot like the last episode where it just didn't fit.
Well, it's interesting because I think it was Carlton Cuse's first. Yeah, it was his first script for the series. And then he just came on few episodes before, and then he became like basically one of the main showrunners of the show. But this was its first script, so maybe we're just picking up on some of those like growing pains of someone who's just getting involved and
adjusting, especially for like it's quite a big ensemble cast.
It would be tough, to run it really smoothly, and they typically do a very good job of that.
Yeah.
Okay, Amanda's got something for us.
Just on the same kind of vein of that nitpicky Jack Kate thing, the other thing Nikki Stafford says is, in terms of the characters acting differently, she says, when Jack talks to Charlie as they're building the fire, Charlie seems more like his old self again, too, despite everything that's just happened. I'm not sure I fully, because like anything, we're not going to agree with everything we read in here. Yeah. I'm not sure that that's quite the same as the Jack Kate thing, because Jack is talking to him about it, and he does talk about it in this. I think with and he says kind of like with the heroin withdrawal or the fact that Claire was abducted by the guy who almost killed me. I wouldn't say he's like back to his old self right now. I think he's just literally trying to survive. Yeah. And what I don't love about that is I think it kind of takes away from Dominic Monaghan's performance, because I think Dominic Monaghan's performance in these last few episodes has just been like literally outstanding. Mm-hmm. And I think there is a subtlety to what he's bringing to the role of Charlie right now, and the fact that he is affected by it on a really deep level. So I think we don't see a lot of Charlie in this episode, but what we see, I think, is really fucking good.
Well, let's talk about that scene, because that was a really good scene. Not just how Charlie's doing, but when Jack asks Charlie, what does he think of Locke? Mm-hmm. And Locke's doing one of his classic Locke sits out there by the ocean. And
it's amazing.
I really liked how it was delivered, in that he's kind of saying what we all kind of thought or are thinking about. This guy seems like a madman. And what does he say? Probably shot the postman because his mom didn't let him.
A cookie.
Yeah, like it was hilarious. Yeah. But also, we're all kind of thinking that. And then, until he saved my life, he says, right? So like he does a really good job of sort of like showing two sides of Locke in that one statement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I mean, he does say that about that comment is like one of the best quotes, and probably made Rory like the happiest man on earth when he said that John Locke's like the only one that he would count on him to save them.
Yeah.
And the way he said it was really good.
It's funny because Kate said that a couple episodes ago about Locke. Mm. And I'm wondering how many more people are going to say that. And interesting.
Yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. It is interesting, especially when you think about how, Locke, I mean, we all trust Locke. He's obviously very capable in this situation, but he also, hit a bunch of people for his own, or for their whatever, or he's sketchy in his own way. But because I guess like everybody doesn't see those interactions, you just know what you experience with him. Yeah. But like, I mean, let's not forget that he hit Boone. I get that he's trying to teach him a lesson, but
no, but that's a good point. And
they don't know that, like you said. But the thing is, Charlie does know that he kind of fucked with him, and he's still okay with it.
Yeah. He didn't hit him.
Well,
he kind of strung him up.
But you want to talk? We talk about how Kate is like a phenomenal, and she is. It's just Kate, and that Lost group we're in. I see lots of things about how Kate is like a master manipulator.
Yes,
wonderful liar, but Locke is also a very gifted liar. Even when he runs into Saeed or was it Saeed or Jack? I can't remember when they're like, "Have you seen Boone today?" He's like, "No, haven't seen him today." It's like so natural.
Saeed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's hard to know what Locke is. And I think that's why, even though we do, like, I like Locke a lot at this point. And I know we always talk about how, like, in the beginning, he's supposed to, like, it's very unclear where they're going with him and stuff. But I do think there's still a part here where I'm like, I don't really get you.
Well, that's a good point, because, like, one of the things I was thinking is, okay, on a very basic level of good versus bad, he's still up in the air at this point. You can't tell if he's good or bad. Like, yes, like you say, Teresa, he is teaching Boone a quote unquote lesson, but he does it in a really bad way. And so is it okay just to literally knock someone out and cause a gaping head wound on them just to teach them a lesson?
And then drug them and tie them up.
So like, it's almost like at this point, we still maybe don't know where they're taking Locke, because good or bad, is he good? Is he bad? It seems like maybe in the big picture, he's maybe good and maybe just has bad like ways of getting there. But also we don't quite know yet.
No, because even like, so Claire's missing. He's supposed to be hunting for boar, and he's like, well, this is more important. Yeah. It's like, well, how do you know is whatever is in this thing more important than eating?
Finding the woman who's been kidnapped.
Yeah, like I get that the trail's cold, but like, you're still supposed to be hunting. Like, you're the hunter. Yeah. And now you're saying, well, there's no more boar here. Like, when he tells that to Jack, I don't even know if I believe it. Like, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not, because
I don't think he is.
We haven't seen him do anything. Like, and he's just been focused on this hatch for either a week or 2 or 3 days. We're not sure.
I think 2 days. I think at one point they asked Boone about him going hunting. He's like, you've been going for 2 days or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's only been 24.
That's true.
Right? Claire's not been gone that long. So maybe that is kind of what Nikki Stafford's getting at in her book. That, like, for Charlie to have, like...
Within 24 hours, essentially. For us, it's longer.
That's always hard.
Yeah.
But I do think, like I said, I think there's a subtlety to it. Right? Like, I think there's a subtlety to Charlie's behavior. And I think there's a subtlety and a nuance to Dominic Monaghan's performance. I really like that. And yeah, Jack just even going around kind of trying to determine Locke's, I guess, motivations or his whatever it is like, he's looking for. What's he doing?
Yeah.
Again, it just strikes me as like, is that key at this point to you?
I mean, I guess the last sort of major interaction they had was when they were trying to find Claire or track Claire. It didn't quite go so well, but I'd say the most meaningful interaction they've had is that talk in the forest about Jack's dad.
Right.
And so, like, I can get that, like you say, Teresa, everyone's so suspicious, but at the same time, like, shouldn't Jack at least have a little bit part of him that believes in Locke a little bit based on that very, like, meaningful interaction that they did actually have? You would think. But like you say, he's going around and he's asking everybody their thoughts on Locke, and it just seems almost bizarre right now because like nothing's happened to make him question.
Well, the only thing seems to be that it's been a week since they've had fresh boar. Yeah. You know what? There's also a part of me that's like, okay, like, so now he's just like, I get it, and I get why Hurley in particular wanted meat now. That it's very clear.
Yeah.
But it's not really Locke's responsibility to feed you all the entire time you're on the island.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly, Kate.
And doesn't Kate say that?
Kate does say that.
And
you have the same thought process as Kate.
I had to agree with her. It's like, yes, because he's a hunter, is he now responsible for feeding 47 people? 46 people.
So, I don't know. There's a lot going on here. It lays the groundwork for, it continues, I should say, the groundwork on this whole Locke Boone thing that's going to come to a head very soon. And it gives us some subtle development.
Well, it's interesting because when I was researching the episode, there's a lot of critique about it being kind of like a not a very well received episode critically. It often ranks very low on like the episode ranking lists and all that. And the main thing kind of that is said is that, well, some people brought up that they just didn't find Shannon and Boone that interesting.
No.
I wouldn't say that was my critique, but another thing is that they said they didn't really bring much to the table. It didn't have like a long lasting impact on the series. Whereas
the episode or the characters?
The episode.
Okay.
So, and I guess kind of like, because Boone it's a flashback that he goes through like the big sort of monumental moment. But I also think it really does lay some groundwork for, like you say, the Boone and Locke relationship that is pretty important to the series. So I don't necessarily agree that it doesn't bring anything to the table for the canon of the show.
No. And we also, I think, as subtle as it is, and maybe kind of a throwaway part, Kate discovering that his son can speak English is very key as well. And then it just shows island life, right?
Yeah.
I do think the problem is that Boone and Shannon are not overly sympathetic characters.
Yeah, you could have something there. He's just kind of like this rich, spoiled guy who likes to act more important than he actually is. And Shannon just really hasn't been that likable so far.
Like, Kate has her moments of being dislikable, and it's 98% of them. But she does have some moments of likability as well.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, again, I think I'm very well-rounded when it comes to Kate. 'Cause I'm about to say another important, nice thing about her. Even when she's horrible, she's compelling in some way. Right? But I don't find Boone and Shannon that compelling. I do find Boone to be compelling and intelligent, and it's not just about his looks for me. So that's important to note. But Shannon is just a throwaway character in my mind still.
I don't know how compelling Boone is.
I don't think he is personally. I find him to be like one of those characters that like, he doesn't add very much. Like, obviously we know that he's going to, but like at this point, like he hasn't done enough for me to be like, okay, cool. Like, he's hot, but like, what has he really done other than freak Shannon out?
Tried and failed things.
Exactly, right. And just be like, he stole the water. He tried to save that girl and then ended up needing to be saved. But
then maybe bring up a point that's like, maybe that is why he is actually maybe a little bit more compelling. And maybe we're just being too harsh on what we think should be success. Like, compelling doesn't necessarily mean that they're doing like all the right things.
No, because I wouldn't have suggested that Kate is that if that were the case.
Well, I mean more like when I'm watching an episode, or like when I do my rankings, I write everybody down and then I give them marks throughout the thing. Boone and Shannon are always at the bottom because I never really remember them.
Okay, well, your rankings.
They never do anything to like make you jot down.
Exactly. For the most part, at least up to this point, like there hasn't been enough of them to say that they're compelling for me. Like I obviously I remember Michael because I hate him, which means I remember Walt. I'll always remember Jin and Sun. But like for some reason, those two are the ones that I always forget.
Can I ask you something about your process?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm scared.
Do you watch it twice? Once for stream of conscious, once for ranking?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, because that's a lot to keep track of in one viewing.
I have a better system. I used to have to keep pausing so that I could write it out, but now I like type it up on my computer, which is why I don't hear like the page flipping anymore. So I type it up and then I have a notepad and then I'm just like writing them down.
I still want to put like a GoPro in front of your face and have you just like narrate your stream of consciousness.
Oh my God, one day. Maybe that will be if we get a certain amount of likes and follows. Teresa will do a live.
Well, it has to be a good
stream.
episode, otherwise.
It'll be like Through the Looking Glass.
Well, this was a good episode for your stream of consciousness because we laughed out loud several times.
I could not believe
it was messed, though, you guys.
So this episode ended very ominously. I thought anyway. When John Locke is like, okay, you're over her. Now follow me. And like they walk into the darkness. It just felt weird.
It is weird. It's a weird. I told you at the beginning. Right. I don't know even what to say about this episode. There's so much weird to it. And it's so funny to me because Boone is so important to the end of this season's storyline.
Say to me.
Okay. No, he's not. And obviously I was being facetious about the compelling thing. Obviously my favorite thing about him is that he's hot. I don't want to be called shallow. Because apparently all I'm known for around here is being shallow and hating people. So, like, talk about a compelling character. But he does become very important. And it's interesting that someone who is going to be so important to the storyline is kind of milquetoast.
I'm sorry. What is a milk toast?
Milk toast?
Is that kind of like a Weebelo?
Never heard of milk toast before.
What is a milk toast?
Anyway.
Can you just answer the question.
No, tell us what milk
what's
toast
the milk
is.
toast? Are you Googling milk toast?
No, it's just...
Okay, Google.
It's...
What is milk toast?
No. So it's like a weak person.
Okay. I never heard that before.
I don't even know if it's true because...
A friend and I used to call someone we know that, and that's why I was not wanting to...
Okay, like, this is not... Oh, okay. Hold on. Here you go. It's spelled differently.
Yeah, it's like Milkway, like she said.
What's Milkway?
Milque toast is a timid, meek, or unassertive person.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one word?
Yeah, but it's funny because I looked up milk toast, like milk space toast.
That's what I
And then it said, milk toast is a breakfast dish consisting of toasted bread in warm milk.
Oh.
Typically with sugar and butter, salt, pepper, paprika, cinnamon, cocoa, raisins, or other ingredients may be added.
Must be British.
100%.
In the New England region of the U.S., milk toast refers to toast that has been dipped in a milk-based white sauce.
Oh, my God.
It's like a weird bread pudding.
All right.
Anyway.
So... let's hear the rankings.
So my rankings. Mm-hmm. We have at number 14, Michael. negative 1,345. Then we have Shannon, negative 820. Kate, negative 625. Boone, negative 5. The top 10, all in the positives. Jin, 15. Walt, 155. Sawyer, 180. Said, 320. Jack, 350. Claire, 375. Locke, 530. Hurley, 775. Charlie, 820. And then at number 1, Sun with 845.
Wow.
Has Sun ever been in the top before?
Yeah, no. I think maybe.
How many points did Shannon lose this episode?
325.
Oof. What about Boone?
He lost 55. He gained some for being a good brother, and then turns out he was just trying to bone his sister.
Yeah,
so he lost
the motivation shifted towards the end.
I was like, wow, that's really sweet. Because I know if I was having a problem, I'm sure my brother would step in. I was like, that's really sweet. And then turns out he's in love with her, and when she seduces him, he succumbs to it in a
very
heartbeat. He's like, don't. It's like, okay,
please stop this now. Well, I think it's a good time to give our ratings. Ratings. All right. So, Amanda, you go first. Let's hear what you think.
I'm torn. This episode, like I said at the beginning, I don't know what to think of it. It's still a good episode. I still want to watch it. I love it, but I think it's a 7 for me out of 10. I don't know. 7 out of 10.
Mine would also be a 7. It's just slightly better than the last one for me. I mean, I was going to rate it much lower, but I think considering the reaction I had to it, clearly it's better than I thought it was. I just think it was a little disjointed, but and like kind of messed up. So I'll also give it a 7.
Okay. I think I'm going to go with about a 7.4. Yeah, not stellar, but got some good moments, which is always important.
We finally talked about the smoke monster again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came back. So,
Because I think we all forgot about that.
and it turns out it was just in a dream.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Relieved.
Well,
Right.
thank you guys for listening to another episode of Let's Get Lost. Please check us out on Facebook, Instagram at Let's Get Lost.pod. Rate us in Spotify, iTunes, whatever it is. I don't really know how to do that stuff, but wherever you can, if you could, that'd be great. Subscribe, join our Patreon, support us where you can. We love to hear from you guys. So let us know what you think and see you next week. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Let's Get Lost. Be sure to tune in next week wherever you listen to your podcasts and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at letsgetlost.pod. Links to our website and Patreon can be found in our profiles. Join our Patreon for only $3 a month for exclusive access and content like Spoiler Island. Be sure to get lost with us again next time. Bye.
Hey. Okay.